The episode centers on a quiet but devastating truth. Disasters don't always begin with explosions or alarms. They often start with ordinary people making ordinary decisions. In Gowania, what begins as a simple attempt to make money from scrap metal slowly turns into something far more dangerous. No one understands what they've found, and that ignorance allows the threat to spread unnoticed. By the end of the episode, the truth becomes clear. This isn't just an isolated accident, it's the beginning of a radioactive catastrophe. At the heart of the crisis is a single object, a radioactive source taken from an abandoned radiotherapy clinic. When Kalinios and his friend break into the old institute, they aren't looking for danger. They're looking for opportunity. The heavy machine they find represents money, not risk. That's the first critical mistake. They dismantle the equipment and unknowingly extract a capsule containing cesium-137, a highly dangerous radioactive material. Instead of being contained in a secure medical facility, the material is now loose, handled, transported, and eventually sold to a scrapyard. From that moment on, the disaster is already in motion. One of the most unsettling aspects of the episode is how long the threat goes unnoticed. Ebenildo, the scrapyard owner, finds the glowing blue substance and is fascinated by it. Instead of fearing it, he takes it home. To him, it looks valuable, even beautiful. This reflects a key theme of the episode. Radiation is invisible, silent, and deceptive. Unlike fire or smoke, it gives no immediate warning. People don't feel it harming them. By the time symptoms appear, vomiting, dizziness, burns, the exposure has already happened. That's why Antonia is the first to sense that something is wrong. Even as she becomes violently ill, no one initially believes her. Her warnings are dismissed as overreactions or simple illness. But she is the first person to correctly understand that something unnatural and dangerous is spreading. Everything changes when Marcio, a nuclear physicist, investigates the mysterious object at the health department. Using a radiation detection device, he confirms what no one else could see. The object is highly radioactive. The readings spike beyond measurable limits, meaning the radiation levels are extremely dangerous. This moment transforms the situation completely. What was dismissed as scrap metal or illness is now recognized as a public health emergency. And more importantly, it reveals something terrifying. Everyone who has come into contact with the object may already be contaminated. Marcio explains a crucial concept that defines the entire disaster. Radiation exposure is temporary. You are affected only while near the source. But contamination is different. Contamination means the radioactive material spreads. It sticks to people, objects, and environments, turning them into new sources of radiation. Because the cesium was removed from its protective capsule and handled freely, it likely spread across multiple locations: the scrapyard, Evenildo's home, anyone who touched or transported it. This transforms the situation from a contained incident into a rapidly expanding crisis. The episode makes it clear that the disaster isn't caused by one mistake, but by a chain of them. The clinic was abandoned, leaving dangerous material behind. The capsule was removed and broken open. The material was sold and transported without awareness. Early warnings were ignored or dismissed. Even when Antonia brings the object to authorities, the response is slow and skeptical. By the time officials act, the contamination has already spread. And when someone nearly throws the radioactive material into a river, it becomes clear how close the city comes to an even greater catastrophe. Once the danger is confirmed, the response becomes urgent and chaotic. Evacuations begin. People are rushed out of buildings. Entire areas are flagged as contaminated. But there is a major problem. The radioactive source is still active and still inside the city. Because radiation levels are too high to approach safely, officials are forced to improvise. They decide to encase the material in concrete using a large structure to contain it. It's not a permanent solution, but it's the only immediate way to stop further spread. At the same time, authorities begin tracking everyone who may have been exposed, isolating contaminated individuals, preparing large-scale screening operations. The scale of the crisis quickly exceeds local capabilities, forcing them to call in national and international support.